Hello everybody, welcome back to ToxicateTV. My name is Alex and today we're playing Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars, the director's cut. We're just about to follow some leads to a costume parlor or whatever. And I guess we'll just have to talk to this dude. Standing next to a unicorn with a skeleton. Topped by a flamingo. Next to Pinocchio. Pinocchio, the stupid.
Excuse me.
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome. Leave the mundane world behind, for in these four walls, fantasy is king.
I
sure.
don't want a costume.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible! You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have a sister,
No,
and I think I'd
even
look pretty
if
silly
I
in a brassiere.
didn't.
I just need some information.
Of course. How can I help you?
There's this cloth I have some questions
Does this
about.
dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Let me smell that.
Ooh, he smells.
Bestheimer's number 7 white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
Interesting. What about that clown?
I'm looking for a man who hired a clown costume from you.
Oui, monsieur. I do not see how I can help.
Don't you keep a record of costumes that you've rented out?
Of course, monsieur, but...
Well, then I'd like to check your records. Give me the names of everyone who's rented a clown suit.
impossible. There are too many.
Of course, for a clown thingy. What about the guy with the trousers?
Do you recognize this man?
Ah, oui. He was here this morning. That is the man to whom I sold the grease paint. I remember the scar on his face. He chose 2 costumes. Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
Alright.
Have you heard of a man named Plantile?
I do not recall anyone of that name.
Okay. Well, what about the nose?
Do you want this red nose back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
My pleasure, monsieur. Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Huh? Well, okay.
Oh! My, you're a witty one.
What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I never saw the funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
Okay. Whatever I say. Hand buzzer we have. Now, this one is basically done. Now, let me think where we have to go. I think we should be going to the cafe back. And let's use the phone. And we need to call someone. Especially this guy.
Hello? Who is this?
Hi. My name's George Stobart. You don't know me.
Correct, Mr. Stobart. I don't. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to trace one of your customers. Could I maybe come over and talk to you?
No. No, that's not possible.
Oh, okay. Forget it. Listen, all I want is a name.
What are you talking about? Who are you working for?
I guess you might say I'm acting in the interests of truth and justice.
Truth and justice,
Thank
eh?
God. I thought you were the police.
There are innocent lives at stake, Mr. Todrick. Lives that you could save.
You're collecting for charity, yes?
No, I'm not.
No.
All I want from you is information.
Go on. I'm listening.
Do you know a guy called Plantar?
No, I never heard of him.
Shall I tell you what happened to Plantar? How he was killed in cold blood?
I told you, I never heard of Plantar.
What about the
The
other
man
guy?
I'm looking for is called Khan. He bought a suit from you, remember?
Mr. Khan. Yes, I remember him. Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The
Ah.
Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room number. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
Saying into the telephone. Alright, let's leave. And we have a new location, Hotel Ubu. And, well, these two guys don't look too friendly. Well, but we'll just go in there. But we're gonna fiddle with those dudes later. Don't even get me started. Because I believe this section of the game is quite unnerving. Let's talk to the receptionist, who of course looks
The
gay.
clerk wore a disdainful expression, like he'd been born with it.
Yep.
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Right. Here's the photo.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
Why not? Damn it. Well, let's talk to him more.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so. Do you know a man named Plantow?
No, monsieur.
Do you have a guest by the name of Khan?
No, monsieur. Perhaps you would care to check the register.
The man who calls himself Khan has a scar on his right cheek.
Vraiment? I tell you, I do not know a man named Khan.
Maybe not, but I noticed a change in his expression when I mentioned the scar.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Let's do some mischief. Let's try to pick the key here.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You are trying to steal that key, no?
No.
way.
Why should I? Let's look at the...
There was no one registered under the name of Khan. If the killer was staying here, he'd used a different pseudonym.
Probably he will. Let's talk to this dude. Reading his newspaper like there's no tomorrow.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news?
Yes, I
You're
did.
that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Great. Let's show him the photograph.
Do you recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man.
Oh, really?
Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective.
So, do you know him really?
What's your interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people.
You know he's a killer.
Of course, amongst other things.
Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England. Marks and Spencer. They
Yeah,
are a
didn't wanna
pleasure
know that.
and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
That is so true.
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
Aha, okay, well then, don't help me.
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm
Really?
sure you have.
Okay, I don't believe there's anything else that we can
Thanks
talk
for your
to
help.
him about. Bye-bye. Let's talk to the lady playing piano.
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind.
You were
Aren't
interested
you
in an
going to
old
tell me
lady.
your name?
George. George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I
Wow.
am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that
It sure
impressive
won't.
pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood
Sure.
may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Do you know this guy?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin!
She
Who?
represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest.
Right.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
Well, then do so.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Alright. So, what about the goons in front?
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
True.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantar's briefcase. Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would. Are you here in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not, he was my husband.
Bam!
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne
And
suggested a
hunt
change
for
of scenery.
man
Harry,
meat.
she said. A wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday
brother.
short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
Right. Enough about you. So we know that he actually is called Merlin here. Let's look at the thing again.
There was no one registered under the name of Khan, but the name in the book for room 22 was Merlin.
Right, let's look at the key right here.
Hanging from a brass hook was a key and a plastic tag.
Which says... Oh,
Hey.
well, I can't take it. I know
Just
that
look
I
it.
can't. Let's talk to
What
him
now,
again.
monsieur?
What about the safe?
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry,
Sweet.
monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You
Well,
won't
that's
find any
not
more
gonna
unique
help.
ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats.
Alright, what about that key?
About the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is
What
that
a
room taken?
coincidence.
No. The guests checked out this morning.
Alright.
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You
Why
said it was
not?
vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Rats.
No,
which
monsieur.
one would...
Dutch.
Okay. Well, if he's not gonna give us the key, we need some real help from a real lady. Let's talk to lady,
Hi,
whatever her name is.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
What can I do you for? Can you buy me a key,
Would
mommy?
you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Yes, I do.
No. It's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scouts honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
Oh, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
It's next to the room
I'll
the
be
killer is
honest.
using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I was hoping there might be a
Basically.
connecting door.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
Oh, great. Just be nice to ladies in their ages, and they gonna help you do a crime. For Christ's sake.
I say, you there, flunky!
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewelry for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Over to you,
Slowly
my dear.
moving to the back of the thingy. Let's pick up the key. Yay! Let's go up. That is room.
The sign on the door read 21.
Perfect. So we lose the key and open the
Maybe
door.
it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, there are a few things that we have to do. First off, let's open the window. And that's actually the only thing that we have to do. Could you believe it? Because that was the only plan to get over. Oh dear. And as it happens to be, his room window is also open. So now, a few things to do here. First of all, open that wardrobe. Open that wardrobe and look
The
at it.
closet was a solid, impressive piece of antique furniture.
Okay, let's click on the bed. See what that's up for surprises.
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
Right. Huh.
It was the battered leather briefcase I'd seen Plantar carrying just before he died. I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty.
Well, nothing here. How about this here? The nightstand. That's gotta be something. Like Playboys or
The assassin had been
jugs.
too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
So, that's a no-brainer. We're not gonna find anything because there are not enough blue points except the window, which we don't want to get out. Okay, let's leave
It
the
was
room.
Khan. I had the
Oh,
kind of feeling in
dear.
my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Go into the closet. Like you usually do when you hang out at girls. Or something.
As Khan opened the wardrobe, I was sure I was dead.
Close, mister. Very close.
But he grabbed his pants quickly and didn't even see me. I didn't usually spy on men getting changed.
I see London, I see France, I see
But this guy
Khan's
was a
chipped
killer,
on
and I didn't
white
want
on
any
chipped
surprises.
ass. Ooh,
He left his
pants.
checkered pants on the bed.
Right. Okay. Now that we peeked through the window, not that we peeked through the freaking closet door to see someone change his pants. Gay, mister. At all. So,
A strip
left.
along the side seam of the pants had been unpicked, then sewn back up with strong thread and a special stitch. I had that kind of feeling you only get from searching still warm pants. There was nothing in the pocket.
Oh dear. How about we'll just let me just see. Is there anything
The
else?
pocket was empty.
Oh, okay. Well then let's turn it
I
over.
flipped the pants over.
And look at the left. Ah,
I
what do you
found
know?
an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. But as I pulled it from the pocket, a strong thread came with it. A thread with a metal tag on the end.
Ah, what do we have here?
I pulled on the metal tag and the thread came out of the pants. It was like pulling out a ripcord.
Alright. Let's turn the
I turned the
pants
pants
over.
over again.
What do we have to do now? Can't really remember. Right. Oh yeah, I know. There's a secret
I searched the pocket
compartment.
gingerly and found a pass card. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Alright, that's actually it. What you have to do here. Could you believe it? It was very easy. Let's go down into the hall. And keep the key because we're dicks. Well, not per se. We need to do something. And we will use the ID card and show it to the clerk.
What now, monsieur?
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe I can live with that. A murderer? Are you sure?
Yes, I am. Let me see. Let's talk to him about the ID card.
Did I show you this pass?
Oui, monsieur.
Already did. So that's it with the conversation. What you need to do now is to speak to Lady Piermont again and show her the ID card.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
You have to show her the ID card as well.
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Yep.
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces.
Right.
I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers. But he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George!
The bad thing is, like, the game usually tries to glitch out here for some specific reasons I can't figure out. Because sometimes she doesn't want to move and go to the clerk and, you know,
Did
chat
you
him
place
up.
the package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
he isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
You
Nice.
know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Well, I hope she's not
Voilà, monsieur.
trying to get a reward for that.
Manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Alright, so there's not gonna happen anything. We could just march out through the door. No
I couldn't leave the
problems.
hotel with the manuscript. It was probably what those thugs were looking for.
Oh no. Curses. Find out next time how we get through. Thank you very much for watching. See you around. Take care.